It's NASCAR Life here. Um, we're Today is the Daytona 500. Um, Getting ready to watch that. So I hope you guys have a great Daytona 500 race day here. And I want to know all of you guys race picks for the race. I'm either gonna go with Carson Hocevar or Kyle Busch. As you can see right here, we're in Kyle Busch right now. Um, um, I hope it's gonna be a really good damn race. Daytona 500 is a race that never disappoints for me. At least for anyone, honestly. Um, I really hope the big one happens. The big one is always a really good wreck to watch. Just hopefully none of the big ones are fatalities, which could be bad for all drivers, literally. Because we lost so many good drivers in history. Neil Bonnet, Davey Allison, Alan Kowicki, Kenny Oren Jr., Adam Petty, Dale Earnhardt, yeah, etc. So I hope there's going to be no fatalities this race or no injuries. Um, Kind of like Ryan Newman back in the 2020 Daytona 500. As you can see, I got a Larson hat right there. Yeah, Larson's my favorite driver. I got to experience him winning his 2 championships. First was in 2021, and then second was in 2022. And it was a really good experience to watch Larson win his second championship last season. I felt super bad for Denny. Denny was basically the dominator of that race last year. But I'm not sure how many laps he led, but he led a lot of laps. And Briscoe and Byron had a very struggling championship day that day. So did Larson, honestly. Hamlin was basically the only dominator. Hamlin had the fastest car that day. And the first like 4 races of the season from 2025 last season, Christopher Bell won 3 races in a row. I'm not sure if he might do that again this year, but we'll see. That season hasn't started yet. We haven't waved the green flag yet for the Daytona 500, but we'll see if Christopher Bell can win 3 races in a row again this season. It could possibly happen because Christopher Bell is a good ass driver. By far, him and Briscoe are by far my favorite Gibbs drivers. I wasn't really too big on Hamlin because he's been a big crybaby ever since like he joined 2311. And then Bubba Wallace is also a big crybaby because ever since he joined 2311, or when Black Lives Matters happened in 2020, he's been very cocky, very cocky. And then once Kurt Busch got injured in 2022 and retired, Tyler Reddick came and joined 2311. So Tyler Reddick's by far my favorite 2311 driver. I think he's gonna perform the best of all the 2311 drivers. But we'll see what happens here. Like between the Hendrick Motorsports drivers this season, I think it's gonna be William Byron that's gonna perform the best. Or man, I don't want to down on Kyle Larson because that dude can drive, really drive. And Kyle Larson's always been my favorite driver, one of my favorite drivers growing up. Well, my favorite drivers growing up were Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson, all those guys growing up. And so yeah, I want to know who you guys think is going to win the Daytona 500. I think it's going to be Carson Hocevar or Kyle Busch, the pole sitter. And thank you, appreciate it. I think it's either going to be Carson Hocevar or the pole sitter Kyle Busch. This is Kyle Busch's first pole of the Daytona 500. I think he's gonna do pretty well today. Of all the RCR drivers, between him and Austin Dillon, um, I think it's gonna be Kyle Busch that's gonna come out on top of the RCR drivers. And for Team Penske, come on, it's gotta be Blaney. It's gotta be Blaney. It's gotta be Blaney. Um, I think Blaney's gonna perform the best of all the Penske drivers this season, because Blaney's always up there on the top level. With Logano and Larson and Reddick, Byron, Hamlin, yeah, all those guys, Christopher Bell, uh, and now you have Chase Briscoe, who's a freaking solid star for Joe Gibbs Racing, because he sucked pretty bad with Stewart Haas Racing, and now he's with Joe Gibbs Racing. Um, so I really hope everyone is prepared for the Daytona 500, see what it brings. Just letting you guys know, I might go live for the Daytona 500. I might. But, so, the 500 is basically the biggest race of the year. This race sells out every single year with so many fans in the stands. And, so Daytona 500 is basically the biggest race of the year. It is the first race of the season. And, I've always been I've started watching NASCAR in 2016 when Jimmy Johnson won his 7th championship, which was a pretty big moment for Jimmy, tying championships with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt for the most championships ever. So, and you have some of the greatest drivers of all time. Obviously, Richard Petty, the king. David Pearson, the Silver Fox. Jeff Gordon. Come on, the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt. Can't forget about him. Jimmy Johnson, Cale Yarborough, Bobby Allison, Darrell Waltrip, Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott, Ned Jarrett, Lee Petty, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick. And also have some Hall of Famer crew chiefs out there, like Chad Knaus, old crew chief for Jimmy Johnson. So yeah, the Daytona 500 is a very prestigious race. Definitely the best crown jewel race of the season. And Daytona 500 is always a race that's never disappointing. There's always the big one closer to the final lap of the race. And literally the saddest Daytona 500 I've ever seen was the 2001 Daytona 500, where Dale Earnhardt died. Michael Waltrip won that race that day. Dale Jr. came in second. So yeah, on the final lap, around turn 4, Earnhardt was battling Sterling Marlin and Ken Schrader for 3rd place, and Earnhardt got sideways by Sterling Marlin, and Earnhardt just slammed into the wall and just took his life. So, we've lost a lot of great drivers in the history of NASCAR. So, obviously the biggest one was Dale Earnhardt, obviously. So, 7-time Winston Cup champion, 76 wins in his career. The Intimidator, 1998 Daytona 500 winner. The Intimidator drove the black number 3 car. What made Dale so inspiring to me was Dale was such a very, very aggressive racer back in his day, through like the 1980s and 1990s. I was born in 2004, so I wasn't really born when Earnhardt got killed. So I've heard of him. So gotta hear of one of the biggest legends in NASCAR, besides Richard Petty, of course. The 43. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think is going to win the Daytona 500. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.